Evening TikTokers, Tommy's 10-minute tantrum here. I'm going to try and talk about data centres and I'm going to try and loose the rag. What you loose the rag for? Because you need to wake up, right? It's wakey time. And I'm talking to the people who are out with the placards and thinking, no data centres here. And away you, by the way, all with you. But you need to start joining the dots. I've got two videos that I would recommend you look at on my YouTube. Tommy Hodgson at Jesus Goes to Hollywood. Digital ID and Starmer. And basically the Market Beast. It's all interlinked and it's all co-joined with the data centres. The data centres that we're starting to hear about now, they're starting to become, there's about 500 of them currently operational in the UK. And if you hear of anywhere that's having issues with water supply, like Kent and whatever, Ireland's currently finding out. The data centres, and there's proposed 25 in Scotland. What does that mean? It means that the electricity that's required to run the data centres is double. Just for the 25 that they're proposing, there will be more, but the 25 that they're proposing, it would use double of the energy use for the whole of Scotland in the winter, just for the data centres. And 40% of that is required for the AI. So, the AI, as I say, is basically human beings who are all for AI or think it's great and I can look it up and it tells me this and I use AI for this and that and the other thing, and you are the chicken applying for a job in KFC. Sooner or later, Dafty, you're going in the fryer. So, the AI sensation that everybody's involved in, it's coming for you. And that's what the surveillance centres are for. Well, oh sorry, did I say surveillance centres there? I meant data centres. Oh, stupid me, sorry. Now, let me just try and quickly join the dots for you on how we progressed to where we are and how it's unfolded. Does anybody remember during COVID when we were locked up in case we got the flu? Oh, sorry. When we were in, where life was in peril for the dangerous virus. That's why we all had the masks on and sanitised our hands and socially distanced. Does anybody remember that when we were allowed out, there was kind of towers erected everywhere? I mean, there was 93 alone in Glasgow. Now, because I've done the courses and because I'm a reformed character, I would call the towers kind of 4F or 6H. You get my drift. So they were everywhere. Then what happened was all the pavements got dug up and we had data companies, left, right and centre, everywhere, reeling cables into the pavement. Then what we found is after that was kind of finished, still going on, but not in the same volume. Then what happened is the roads were getting dug up. The roads were getting dug up for gas mains to divert the supply. And the water, which is currently what's happening, all the roads were dug up to divert the supply. Now, I know this because I confronted some of the people digging the roads up about it because I knew what it was for. And they sort of lied to me and said, oh, we're replacing the lead pipes. And I went, no, you're not. I know what you're doing. And they went, well, let's just say that we've been told it's for pressure management. Meaning they're diverting the water supply and they can turn off and on everybody's water and gas and electricity. That's what the smart meters were for. So to try and join the dots, TikTokers. The digital ID that contains your carbon footprint is going to measure your gas, your electricity, and your water consumption. And your carbon footprint, including what you eat, how much you use, how many pets you've got, how much carbon they use, is all going to be on it. And that's what the data centres are for, boys and girls. Yes. It's to measure everything that you say, do and consume. Everything. In the Bible, it's called the mark of the beast. So all you guys out there with your wee placards and no to data centres, no to data centres, you're missing the point. It's not about the data centres. The data centres are to put into operation the mark of the beast. So basically, what we're faced with at the moment is the takeover of all the energy, all the consumption, all the water in Scotland. Well, not in Scotland, it's everywhere. There's currently 500 data centres in the UK, and the 25 that are in the planning in Scotland. There's not enough electricity in the grid. So they're going to need to cut back on what you use and what you're getting. But the strange thing to me here is that the environmentalists who are strangely quiet about this. I mean, they seem to be more concerned about you running your water while you're brushing your teeth. Or, you know, that, well, we need to get the diesel and petrol cars off the road. They're blah, 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 blah. I got an electric car. What, you mean one that uses more carbon than the petrol and diesel? And when they need all the power for the data centres, or surveillance centres, whatever you want to call them, you're not going to be allowed to charge your car. Not so smart now, are you? Dafty. Oh. You see, what's happened is they've transferred everybody off of petrol and diesel motors onto electric, and then they're just going to switch your car off. You'll be allocated how many miles you're allowed to drive and how far you can go depending on whether you're essential or not. Remember that? Yes. So, why you're not saying anything is beyond me. I can only assume that your brain's turning to mush by consuming too many lentils and not enough red meat. It's time you got a steak into your diet. And then you might be able to start joining the dots about what's actually going on and stop blaming cow farts. Okay? So, anyway, that's me, had my wee kind of rant about what's actually happening, trying to join the dots. And look, we're in trouble, right? They need trillions and trillions of gallons or litres of water, right? They need as much electricity and power and gas as they can get their hands on. And they need us to consume less. It would be better if we just weren't consuming anything. I mean, maybe if they just cut the carbon emissions at source, that would be easier for them. So, I've said all that to say this, boys and girls. It's time to wakey. I'm getting a bit grumpy about it now, and I'm sorry, right? But it's time to wakey. Stop waving your placards and get a Bible in your hand. And have a wee look at what Revelation 13 says about the mark of the beast. And realise that we are sleepwalking into this. So, that's enough for the night. That's my 10 minutes up. And I'll try not to make any more videos when I'm grumpy, alright? But wakey wakey.